Alright guys, we're going to be doing some touch-up paint on the SC300, so I wanted to get a walk around of the before and after. You can see over here, someone had backed up into this thing before I bought it in this right rear quarter panel. We're going to sand that down and paint that area there. We walk around, there's some just real slight touch-up areas right there. And then when I rolled the fenders, I cracked that area, so I'm going to get that done here. And then up here in the front right side, we've got a little bit of body damage, so I've got some tools to knock that out, and then we will touch up that area as well. And again here, more kind of fender roll areas, and then I think there's a little spot here as well, driver's right side, and we'll just get that touched up. And we'll see how she looks after we do that, but she's definitely looking clean with the new wheels. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll walk you guys through the process. Here we go. Paint code by just opening up the door jamb. It is actually right here. So the C/TR is where it starts, and the 051, that first number before the slash, that is the body paint code, and this is the trim paint code. So this is a diamond white 051 is what this car is. That is a custom 3-tone paint color, and this car has been wrecked and has inconsistent color in this area, so I couldn't seem to get my hands on the correct paint color on a Sunday, so I'm not even worried about that for just some touch-up stuff. Like I said, I'm just touching paint up, so I'm actually doing a super close color. It is a Toyota color just for this touch-up work, and then later on I'll have the whole thing repainted. So alright, these are the tools that I'm going to utilize. So I actually just bought an auto body repair kit for that one little body damage spot, to just bang out some of that. It's good to have this around, so I went ahead and bought that. And then for the paint job, we're going to sand things down, starting with coarse and then moving to fine and then to finest. So we're starting really coarse and then going to 1000 grit at the end. That's recommended to go to 1000 grit at the end. And then I got some body putty for any kind of like deep cuts or anything. You can mix this up and fill gaps and then paint over it. And then we have some just painter's tape to prep and tape off, and then of course some plastic to cover some big areas. And then I just, you can just get some rattle can for touch-up work, or maybe if you're painting a new wing or front splitter. But anyhow, find that paint code on the inside and then get the right paint code. And this one's here, you see Toyota because it's a Lexus. You can find that at your local store. I found out that actually Advanced Auto, some locations have a paint specialist department that can match your paint on your faded car or whatever. They can actually take a sample and then get that exact match. So anyhow, we're going to just prep this. We're just doing a job to make this thing look good from 20 feet, but far from good. And later on when we can afford it, we will have a pro paint it. All right, first we're going to go with the coarse setting and fit that on my electric drill, and then we'll go after this and start going after just sanding it smooth and trying to get that area as smooth as possible. All right, the final sanding step is the 1000 grit, and I've been going after it and just kind of getting all the areas around it so that the paint will stick to it, like that. And then we shall go around the car and get all the little spots, and then we'll start prepping with tape after we clean it up. All right, I sanded a lot of different spots up here, sanded where I rolled the fenders, sanded that area. There was a couple little bumper spots that I sanded down and prepped around there. This car is 30 years old, but we're getting her done. All right, next we're gonna tape. All right, so we got this plastic painter's plastic, what we're doing is we're going to come around and just measure it and then tape it off. We just loosely marked it off, and now we'll cut it, get the tape out, and we shall use this for a top and bottom tape off job. So let's lay it over where we basically don't want to spray, and then we'll get our tape. We're about to have the tape. Actually, we're gonna do this, so we'll come back to taping it up. All right, there's a gouge in the front bumper, so we're gonna use this little bumper repair body shop. It's basically just an adhesive. You mix it together, fill the hole. 20 to 30 minutes later, you can sand it. It cures in 4, and you can paint it. We got that putty on there, a little bit right there, and there was a pretty bad crack in the front bumper right there that we got some putty on, and now we're ready to finish prepping for paint. Some tape. Let's do it. All right, all you need is tape, and you can just put that plastic over it, get enough on there, and then we're gonna line that plastic up right where the tape's gonna start, and then we want to put our tape on here perfectly to where the bleed over will be perfect. Right where it bleeds is where we want that tape to stop. It's all in the tape prep. That's where the magic is. Alright, that looks pretty good right there. And we're going to actually prep this a little bit and just go ahead and a little line in this area. I'm going to clean it. We've been wiping it, make sure it's all wiped off. And then those putty areas are going to be good for prepping in a minute. We're going to sand those putty areas in just a minute. Alright, we're going to be ready to paint. Prep some other areas in just a minute, and then we'll get ready to paint. Alright, so we're just doing a patch job, so I got the car prepped enough to hit a few spots with some tape. The close areas on the line, I spent more time making sure that line was perfect, but just a little touch-up job. We're not painting the whole car, so just a little precautionary. But use some tape, and if you are going to paint near an edge, make sure you take the time on taping that edge perfectly. Now we can sand our putty. It's been sitting for about 20 minutes. We'll sand that, and then we'll start painting with the old rattle can. It's definitely a lot better. The paint bubbled just a little bit as it was popping out, but I already cleaned up this area that was rusted here. So, I mean, if I sand this down and paint that, it's going to be really hard to tell. I mean, it's not quite the same edge line because there's this edge line that goes right there, but this part is definitely pretty bubbled out and smooth and rounded compared to what it was. I'm no pro. Anyhow, if you have any tips, leave in the comments below how I can do a better job with this body work. So I've never really done it before, and we just got ourselves a cheap project car here. So doing our best, learning as we go. All right, boys, hope you enjoy the content. This is day 2 of painting the SC300. We have been doing some prepping on the bumper area where we had some paint issues, and we have been feathering this so that there's a smooth surface between no paint and paint, and getting it sanded. And we got some more supplies here, so let's check out the new supplies. I had already gotten the 1000 grit. I had already gotten super coarse to medium to then really fine 1000, and then my dad recommended we go to 2 and even 3000 to feather it a whole lot. Then we'll clean it with some paint thinner, so I got some paint thinner, and then we actually need to do some primer to fill it in and get it ready to go to get the paint. And tomorrow we're going to actually go and have somebody put a gun on this and actually figure out the exact paint color, because it's 30-year-old paint and it's probably faded. We want to actually just match it to the current color, so we'll do that. All right, what we're going to do now is take our 1000 grit, and this says wet or dry. We're actually going to get it a little wet, and we're going to start feathering from the bumper up to where the good paint is. We're going to feather it with by getting this a little bit wet, and we're going to really start working that and feathering it. So we're going to go from the middle out and smooth out all of the edges from the middle out and feather it. Now I'm going to go with the 2000 grit sandpaper, wet or dry, and I'm going to keep feathering. Okay, next I'm going to use some of this paint thinner right here to just wash everything off, get it prepped for primer. All right, so let me show you that. Called my pops. I was like, hey Dad, what am I missing here? He's done auto body work for years and years and years, and I've never done it, and I'm really enjoying learning the process. He said, you got to make sure you clean the surface good, get all the paint flakes off, and then it will be ready to paint, or prime at least. It'll be after you do this, it'll be ready to prime, and then we'll sand the primer flat and make it even more smooth, and we'll make it smooth as possible for an amateur little paint job. All right, next we're going to make sure that all our tape is done right. Actually, let's see. Oh, there we go.
What you doing?
Oh, just prepping the car.
Is that what you're gonna do
hanging out with my YouTube subscribers.
You're hanging out with your YouTube subscribers tonight. Okay, bye.
All right, guys, I got this primer from Advanced Automotive. It will go on plastics and is sandable, just in spray can form. So we're gonna put a layer of primer on there and see how it looks. We got her all taped off. The secret's in the tape job. Let's make sure that that's perfect right here. There we go. Oh yeah, that's sticking nice. That is coming out nice. I'm going to be able to sand that and it will look very blended. Alright guys, so we got the primer put on and it's already looking much better. So I wiped it a little bit, but that necessarily wasn't that best move. But anyhow, filling it in and then we'll sand it completely smooth and then it'll be ready for paint. So getting the paint tomorrow and I'll catch you guys up when I get that paint. What's up guys? This is I think day 3 of touch-up paint on the SC300. You can see here that we got the primer on there and now we are going to sand the primer and possibly put on another coat, see if we can make that more flush. Yeah, and then we will probably paint tomorrow. So we'll do some more of that and hopefully she'll turn out great. All right, now we're coming back through after the primer's been chilling for a minute and we're gonna wet sand. So we're gonna wet sand that primer and make it real smooth, this 1000 grit. Okay, so we're just gonna wet sand some of these really rough areas where I kind of wiped it thinking I had messed up. And then we'll put another coat on it and allow it to all dry all the way. All right, let's get some 2000 grit. I'm gonna just lightly sand it. We've sanded and sanded and sanded, and we're just doing touch up here, so it looks way better. Good enough for me. I've got some Toyota Pearl White. The original paint coat on this is actually goes for a 3-step paint process, which cannot be put in a can. So we're just touching up with something very similar, and then a clear coat finish. So let's get after it. We're gonna put several really light coats on it and let them dry. A couple minutes between each coat. 10 minutes between each coat. We're gonna let it dry. 10 minutes between each coat. We're gonna do probably 3 really light layers, and then we'll let it dry for 30 minutes, and then you can put the clear coat finish on it. So let's go for it. You gotta shake it after every minute of use. Okay, hope we didn't get a clog. Alright, we're gonna go back to the paint store. From the auto parts store, and we got a new can. Alright guys, we're back from the auto parts store, and we got a new can of 070 Pearl White. We're going to continue on putting some light coats on this bad boy. We're going to go even slower now. Oh my gosh. It's just spraying like crazy. We're going to go over it again with the 3000 grit. Wipe it clean again. Shake this can. Okay, so I bought several cans. This one seems to be spraying good. Oh my gosh. Everything that could go wrong is going wrong with this paint situation. I swear. Alright guys, the paint's dry and we are ready now to put on the clear coat finish. So we're gonna get her all set and ready to do that, and we will be done touch up painting this car. Super excited. Let's go. Alright, quick little update. We just got the first clear coat on there. Waiting for it to dry. We're about to do another clear coat. Let's get into it. Alright guys, we feathered, we primed, we sanded, we painted again, we put clear coat on, and another clear coat. And I think she's probably good now. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. Is my touch-up job good or not? I think it's good. Let's go. All right, we got her painted. We got her clear coated. Let's let her dry. She's looking good. Let's go. All right, she's been drying for a little while, and I think I want to get in there and do some more radio delete. So let's untape her. Oh, that looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. All right, let's keep unwrapping her. She's looking good. Little touch-up paint it. Job didn't turned out just great. What do you guys think? Nice. All right. What do you think, guys? Does it look good? Go down in the comments below and let me know. How did I do? She's looking great. Even that little bit of body work up front turned out decent. Right in this area, it was all rusted and beat up. Oh, that's looking great right there. Look at that. Not perfect, but a lot better. A lot better. Oh man, that reveal is pretty good. I love it. That chip's gone there. You can't even tell there used to be a chip there. Like this whole area was banged up and chipping and everywhere. Totally. This area, got the fenders looking clean. Got the front bumper looking clean. All right, well, we'll get some more beauty shots here in a little bit. All right, that paint job's looking pretty good. I can't really tell. Wow, look at that. Wow, look at that. That looks pretty good. I just need to clean her up a little bit. It's so much better. All right, we got her looking good. Little car wash, wiped her down.